When I visited Simon, there was a gut feeling in my stomach which told me this is essentially where I need to be.
The Simon Business School is one of the world's preeminent research-oriented business schools. We really do believe that by bringing the best and the brightest into the faculty, allowing them to do great research at the cutting edge that really changes the way the businesses think about what they do every day, and then taking that group of people and bringing them into the classroom, that our students benefit in the most incredible way. If we think back over the decades, people like Jerry Zimmerman, who really revolutionized the entire area of accounting, Cliff Smith, one of the most beloved faculty members at the Simon School. And then, of course, more recently, we brought in Robert Novi-Marx, who's really made us rethink pension funds. Another example is Joanna Wu, who joined us recently, Mitch Lovett, Paul Ellickson, the list goes on. And research really can't happen without a continual influx of new talent, of new energy, and of new intellect.
The main thing I'm looking at right now in my research is bargaining and vertical relationships, bargaining between insurance and hospitals. We have a lot to learn both in the theory part and in seeing what really is happening in the world.
Research that I've been doing recently is looking at conceptual differences between firm-level accounting and how we treat, a specific transaction and accounting for it there, relative to how the government agencies treat a sort of intuitively similar transaction at the economy level.
We talk a lot about how the banking sector is going through a change, how they're trying to focus more on costs, not just on profits. They're trying to sort of not be sort of too big, which is what the criticism about banks is right now. So how do you focus on your competencies? How do you sort of become lean enough that you're able to adapt to change? These are things I do research in, and that's what I talk to my students about.
We have lots of people in the economy who would like others to act on their behalf. That relationship is kind of fraught in the sense that sometimes there's a misalignment of interests. And so we have lots of mechanisms to try to correct the costs that would result from that misalignment. So my research is about what those mechanisms are and how effective they are.
So we're used to thinking in marketing and also maybe in economics, we're used to thinking like there are unknown consumer tastes to certain brands, in the sense that we think brand differences are trivial. For example, Pepsi and Coke, and consumers just stick to a brand for no reason. But then my paper is basically showing there are non-trivial brand differences in their product design, and consumer ability or actual preference is actually tied to that.
Research is understanding the data, and sometimes it's a challenge in terms of how do you take some of these abstract things that you're working on and you translate it into the things that students care about. We do it through interaction with companies. We have speakers who come, they talk about experience, and that's what we want to give our students. We want to give them a feel of how it is to work in the real world right here in school, so that when they actually go out there, it's sort of seamless.
School is about learning what tools are available to you so that when you encounter a new question or a problem at a job, you kind of know where to look.
We're tasked to read a case offline, and then we come back in and we debrief about the case for a whole lecture. For me, that's the best way for me to learn, and I think it's absolutely effective.
A small business school environment is something that really benefits students and faculty. It allows for a lot more collaboration. Everyone has an open door policy here, which I think fosters a great sense of community.
The setting itself isn't intimidating, and you basically feel at home very quickly. I think that's a nice feature for international students, and for students also from the US that are not necessarily from Rochester.
The biggest benefit to coming to the Simon Business School is just access to faculty. My colleagues are a world-class faculty.
It's like wanting to play baseball and having a chance to interact with Babe Ruth. So we have people who've literally written the textbook. These are the people you get to interact with. I encourage students to make the most of it when they're here.
Graduating business students will be best suited to be successful in their careers if they have an open-minded attitude towards new ideas, new technologies, new ways of doing things.
Simon has definitely transformed my way of thinking. I used to get too stuck down in the weeds on the details. Now I'm more of a high-level thinker, so I approach business problems differently, which I think is a valuable skill to have.